All right, so every single year we have elected to do a home camp. Well, actually, our first year we did an away camp. We went to FAU for 3 days, 2 nights. Kind of pricey. It was like I think $392 a kid. Of course, they stayed in the dorms. We got to go eat at the mess hall, and the experience was good, but the results I didn't get the result that I wanted. Strictly because when you go to those mega camps, I guess with the exception of masters, I've never been invited to a masters camp. It's coming, but when you go to those mega camps, like if you're not one of those teams that are like truly skilled, you get stuck with like staffers that I'm not gonna say they aren't good, but you don't get the staffers that like the truly skilled teams get. Like if your team is working on pull-ups and my team is barely doing preps, of course I don't need UCF Michael over here doing my stuff because he just won a national championships and he can do hand to hands and back handspring pull-ups. I don't need him teaching us how to do a prep, even if he could teach us how to do a prep, when he needs to be over here with Hudson Varsity, who just won nationals or just won states or something like that. So they kind of sort of group you at these mega camps according to your skill, and then they give you a UCA instructor that can serve you without overwhelming you. So the reason why I choose to do home camps is because my team is better in a controlled environment. Like when I can keep them in this space, they perform and they do extremely well. Now, eventually they will become that team that's like can go out and we can go to UCF or we can go to the University of Alabama or to Ole Miss or to Kentucky and we can go there and we can really make a name for ourselves. But right now, home camps are the best course of action because I get to select my staffers, and our staffers this year was amazing. Like so good to the point where I'm like, hey, what y'all doing next year? Like, I mean, can we lock in dates? Like, what do you want to do? But they were amazing. We had, and God, I forgot their names, but our top girl, like she was on those viral videos for stunting on like Good Morning America and doing stunt competitions. Our back spot, I remember his name. His name was Austin. I believe our top girl was Ashlyn, but our back spot Austin, amazing. Like he played this hood rap music for my kids. And then on top of the hood rap music he played for my kids, like he knew how to get through to them in a way that like I get through to them, but they get sick of hearing it from their coach all the time. Austin was a great head instructor and a great like leader of the camp because like he literally he got in there with my kids, and I really enjoyed that. He was nice with them but still like sharp with them, and he really got in there. Now our side base, I wish I could remember her name, but I literally have their photo and I'm gonna put it in. But our side base, she was the type of aggressive that I needed. And that's why when people love to say people are being aggressive, they try to say it as a bad thing. But aggression is not always a bad thing. Like she was quick, she was snappy, she was stop talking. Did you hear what I said? I know you didn't hear what I said because you're talking. She was with it and she was very knowledgeable. And then our main base, she was a little bit more like conservative. I guess they couldn't send me a whole bunch of big dog energies because it probably would have been too much. I would have loved it because I'm a big dog energy. But when I tell you stunt wise, they smacked. They did an amazing job. I would have tipped them if it was an Uber drive, like for real. They did so great, and that is why I choose to do the home camps, because I'm able to be like, oh, you want to teach us this band dance? We kind of sort of don't want that. We want to stunt. And they'll be like, okay, cool, we'll cater the agenda. Oh, you want to teach us this situational sideline? We kind of sort of don't need that. We want to stunt. And they'll be like, okay, we'll adjust the agenda. But we do our squad credentialing so that we are greenlit to compete, which someone told me you don't even have to do camp to compete UCA anymore. Now, I'm going to always do camp because I bangs with UCA. I love UCA. And my team is a UCA team. Everybody else, they have their opinions. They be like, NCA or Infinity or my middle school goes to the One, and I love the One for sure. But like they have all of these other different brands that they choose. But at the end of the day, I am a firm believer that if you could win UCA Nationals, you would go to UCA Nationals. And that is why teams choose UCA over any other like entity, because UCA is what it is. It's the top dog. And if you've ever been to UCA Nationals, you understand that like when you're going into finals, not that my team made it to finals, not this year anyway, but when you're going into finals and you have that one performance left, and you know that if we hit, we're going to be UCA champs, there's no feeling that feels that. Like, I was there with OH this year, Olympic Heights. They came second in the nation. Congratulations to Bloomingdale because they won it, another Florida school. But like just that whole entire day, the nerves, the feeling, knowing that all we got to do is hit, like that's what cheerleading is about. So going in and, that environment is way different than basically a smaller competition. Like when you go to those smaller, not the UCA competitions, when you go to those competitions, it's just like, oh, well, we offer this in comparison to UCA. They're always trying to compare themselves to UCA instead of just being great in their own right. You know what I'm saying? And then some even go as far as to having their stuff the same weekend as UCA. So it's kind of sort of making you choose here or there. But for me, I'm rocking with UCA always. Their divisions are fair. If there's a guy on the team, it's going to be co-ed. The time is fair. The rules are fair. The safety is fair. I'm rocking with UCA all day, but I'm also a UCA brat. That is my bread and butter. So I'm rocking with UCA all day, from game day to performance to they just offered some new division, intermediate, but I'm rocking with UCA all day. But that is why we do UCA. That is why we do home camps. I do want to eventually be able to go to outside camp, but I think that's further down the road. And once again, it's earned, not given. So when we show that we can show up at a home camp and execute like we did this camp, or when we show we can go to competitions and execute like I feel in my heart of hearts we're going to do this season, then of course we'll earn our way out. Now my goal, 1000%, is to be invited to Live Oak. When we get invited to like the Live Oak camp, we're going. That is my ultimate goal as a coach, for my kids to be around some of the best in the nation. That's my goal. So it's coming, but I watched their Masters camp closely. They had Cheer Asia, the coach of Alabama All Girl. I watched her from Team USA. She was like their head big dog of the camp. And right now I'm just not worthy to be in her presence, me or my program. But we getting there. And when we get there, Cheer Asia, you will see us and you will have us and you will know us, because we know a lot of the same people, but we just don't know each other yet because I'm not worthy. But I'm getting there. But that's why we choose UCA, and it's the best for our program. If it's not for you, then that's fine. But it's the best for us.
Guys, welcome back to UCA Camp Day One. We've done a lot of stunts. It's been very great. It's really kind of cold in here, and it's kind of hot. It's well, and it's raining. But yeah, this is Julia, the one and only Julia.
I can press. Do we see this? This is gonna give you all the control of the feet. Make sense? Yeah. Cool, let's keep going.
Now, going into UCA camp, which a lot of you guys followed our journey of our summer sessions, we had 15 summer practices for varsity, 8 for JV, and the full purpose of those practices was literally to get us prepared for camp, to see what skills we would be able to throw and learn in camp. So going into camp, what I focused on as a third year coach, like third year program, I focused on our elites because I knew we wanted to be stunt heavy. So like we went into camp, we had our extensions, we had our libs, we had our heel stretches, we had scales, we had switch ups, we were repping out switch up 360s. Now, what I mean by repping out, like when I say we have something, that means if we line it up and we call these stunts, they better hit. Like they better not drop. And my kids are learning the importance of not dropping, because this is a skill that we have. We can't say we have something if we don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't say, oh, I have a back handspring. Can you spot me first? Oh, I have $20. Oh, can I borrow 10? What? You only got 20. Like, so when I say we have stuff, it's skills that we legit have. So we had like switch up libs, switch up stretch, low to highs. These are all things we had in the core 4, our core 4 stunt groups. Now I am looking for a 5th stunt group, but these are all the things that we had in our core 4. We had inversions, just tap off the ground, invert 2 feet, round off ups, and high dives. Those were our stunts that we had. So we already had those stunts, and those are our warm-up stunts, and they know that warm-ups are not supposed to drop. And then the stunts that we were repping, stunts that I say that we were repping, those are stunts that we're close to having. We're good enough to do them either 1 at a time, 2 at a time, without having to have all hands in the air, like, catch her if she falls. Like, so those stunts that we were repping the switch 360s, we were repping sequences, like being able to go up to a left lib and then switch tap and do another stunt fresh off the ground, being able to like cradle and dip and throw it back up and stuff like that. So stunts that we was repping 360s, we was repping round off to one leg, we were repping full ups, traditional full ups from like belly button, we was repping the full ups, we was repping low to high full arounds. A couple of groups had hit, but just not consistently. We were repping the low to high tick switch, where you on your left leg, you dip and you spin them, they spin to their right leg, almost like the switch 360, but they start like in that prep low position. So the stunts that we was repping and the skills that we were repping, I wanted to focus on in camp, because we had 4 amazing UCA instructors that could be like, hey, back spot, you need to flick with your thumbs out. Flyers, you need to really focus on your core. Bases, you need to do this. And if you watch the videos, you will see where the UCA instructors legit focus on those things. We got a chance to learn a lot of variations, but the biggest thing for me going into UCA camp, and coaches, if you're going into UCA camp, biggest thing you need to really have are your stunt groups, a cheer formation where they can quickly access their stunt groups, a dance formation where they can quickly access their pyramid groups, and a pyramid. That way you don't waste time trying to create one. You just like, look, this is what we have, how can we ramp it up? And that's exactly what we did. We used our mini pyramid and we just ramped it up and added in a couple of stunt groups and all of that good stuff. The core 4 did amazing. Like, we started working the toaster stunt, we started working hand to hands, we started hitting more full ups, hitting more low to highs, all of that good stuff. So that part was extremely like, it was a good feeling, because we stressed these stunts so much, and we got to camp, we showed up. So I was excited about that. And then my other 3 groups that we took, they were struggling a little bit, but I expected that because they're all meshing, getting to know each other. They're not all like star-studded cheerleaders yet. They need a little bit more time before they become that, but they fought hard. And when you see fight in a kid, that's a lot more important than talent, if you ask me, because talent can get lazy, but that fight never goes away. So we had a good preparation for UCA camp. I feel like our instructors was like, we don't have to do as much. You just want us to stunt and want us to teach technique. And that's exactly what we wanted. And that's the beauty of having a home camp, because when they come to you, you tell people how to behave in your house. I mean, you're supposed to. So when they came to us, we told them exactly what we wanted, and they gave us exactly what we wanted. And shout out to Brooke, my UCA rep, for putting this group together, because I am ecstatic about my group. I want them back. I legit want them back. If I don't get them back, I want people to be better than them. And it's hard to be better than what we just had, because they was slapping. They were phenomenal. So season updates, I know for a fact, just like from the 15 practices and the people that showed up, and then the 8 practices from JV and the people that showed up, I know for a fact that we're either going, the core 4 is lit, but I need more consistency from one of our groups. And they're going to give it. I know they're going to give it because they already showing up giving the reps. So right now, our core 4, their stunt groups are slapping. But in every situation, there's always one group that's like either doing a lot more than the others, or one group that's not doing as much as the others. So if I had to go down to, they'd be like, hey, if you need to slap out your best groups, how many groups would you have on the mat? My best groups is my core 4, but if I had to really go best, I can go 3 powerhouse groups and it would be insane. But small is an extremely hard division to compete in. And it's not that you run scared of it, but it's just, A, you want to be able to utilize as many of your athletes as you can because they work hard. They all want it. So it's hard to be like, oh, I got 28 on the team and then I'm only going to compete 12, because what does that say to the other 16, you know? So in a perfect world, and if everybody shows up and do what they're supposed to do, if back to school tryouts give me what I need, I'm going about 24 to 30 on the mat. I'm doing it. When I tell you I'm doing it, I'm doing it. A, I can handle them. B, it just looks good. They look amazing. And I can see if it was 24 or 30 kids that was like starting a whole bunch of drama and a whole bunch of mess, but they already know. Don't even try me with that. If you doing all of that drama, doing all of that mess, not being a good representation of the program, A, you'll probably eliminate yourself, which is, that's fine. Bye. Have a good summer. We hope everything works out for you. Hugs and kisses. But other than that, I'll eliminate you. I ain't got no problem with it. This is my program. And once again, you tell people how to behave when they in your house. Now, if you got a problem with how I run things in my house, don't come. Don't. But other than that, I'm really leaning towards a large varsity squad. Well, in our world, it'll be extra large varsity squad, because some skills, when they all hit evenly, like when they all hit switch ups, it's just like 7 switch ups hitting looks better than 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? And I know in the eyes of the judges, it's like, or in the eyes of parents, they be like, but this is the same thing. Like I tell people, like, I never understand how you can have a team of like 11, unless it's only 11 people that want to be on the team. But like a team of 11, when you can easily have like 18 or 20, that 18 or 20 is just gonna look so much better. Even if the 11 is more talented, the larger number just looks better, because the more people on the floor just means the more people to cheer you up, in a sense. So the more people to watch, the more people to be excited about. You put 11 people on the floor, it's like, that's it? Or is there a second half to this routine where they're gonna run out the back like Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders? Like, we just getting 11? Okay. Oh, 2 people up in the pyramid? Okay. Oh no, it's 3. They got a little shoulder sit right there. Okay. Like, it's boring. Like, I mean, even if it slaps, it's boring. I'm sorry. It just is. But season update, I definitely want to go extra large. Nobody want me until I start doing some. 2 phones. But season update, I definitely want to go extra large. I want to be able to utilize as many of my athletes as I can, especially those that are working hard for varsity. I want to be able to utilize them. Junior varsity, I want to be able to stack that team so that A, they can learn from varsity, and B, we can weed out who wants to be here versus who don't. I literally just had this talk with Coach Dillon like maybe 5 minutes ago. But I just had this talk with Coach Dillon, and I was telling him how he has such high hopes for kids that come into the program. He'll be like, they're going to be great. They're going to be an asset to the program. They're going to be able to do this. They're going to be able to do this. They're going to be able to do this. But I tell them all the time, they might not make it through summer because they're so used to being given something because they have a tuck, or being given something because they can do a back handspring. When at the end of the day, maturity and work ethic is going to kill them. Like, if I'm coaching you on how to do something and the first thing you say is, I know, I look at Coach Dillon and be like, they're going to be an asset, huh? They already know. Why they doing it wrong, coach? Go fix your girl. She know everything. Go talk to your girl. But for those kids that are actively trying to learn and are actively wanting to be better, right now, I can't see myself cutting those kids and saying, hey, you wasn't good enough this year, but next year, and not giving them any guidance or being like, go train overtime so that you can be better. Like, that's like a shameless plug, but it's also like I didn't make the team because he wanted me to work overtime and pay him for blah, blah, blah. Actually, you can go to CEA, CFA, PBL, JAG, you can go anywhere. Training overtime don't mean training overtime, but the pun is intended. You can go anywhere, but I'd rather you stay here with me so I can train you up in the way that I need you to be. Because if you go somewhere else, they're going to be like, oh, you're not cheering this year? Would you like to do our level 1 team? And then all of a sudden you like, well, I'm working on back walkovers. And I'm like, yo, bro, you don't need a back walkover. You needed like sharper motions. You needed like flying skills. You needed like a couple of tumble classes, like not even necessarily to get a back handspring, but just to understand how your body moves. Why are you wearing glitter in this high bow? Like, so Now you're an all-star girly, which nothing wrong with that. Don't jump in my comments trying to fight. But now you're an all-star girly, and I just needed you to have more practice that I should have provided. So to avoid that mistake, right now I'm in a place where I can keep all of my kids and train all of my kids and give them these trainings over the summer, overtime trainings over the summer, and they show up, and I always make note of this person came this day, this person came this day, because at the end of the day, those kids want to be better versus you telling me somebody's gonna be an asset to my program because of what you've seen them do 2-3 years ago. Like, yeah, 2-3 years ago they probably was good, but guess what? All-Star gives people this sense of, oh, I'm good, I have jumps like this and I can do tumbling like this, but your work ethic isn't there. And a lot of times in All-Star, you just need athletes that can perform skills so you can put them on the mat and stack a score sheet versus athletes that can real deal put their heart on the line for you. And I need people that can put their heart on the line for me. So that's that. Another season update, still trying to figure out what's going on with the, gym situation. I'm assuming and I'm hopeful that the move will come soon. And with that move, then of course, I'll be able to offer more things on my own. Hey love, do you have any availability to do privates? Not yet. It's coming, but not yet. I'm still tired. Ooh, I'm still tired. I'm gonna get the privates though, y'all, I promise. But other than that, when the facility becomes available, you all will know because we finna pack out the house. OT shirts are already in the streets. Overtime shirts have already been showing up to the lessons and stuff. And hey, now it's just time to pack out the house. Y'all already know what I'm giving. I told a parent that the other day. They was like, your prices are so cheap. And I'm like, yo, like at this point, all I need to do right now is get people through the door so they can see what they're getting. Like, yeah, you might pay $10, $15, and somewhere else it might be $45. But guess what? For those $45, they probably ain't even touching your kid. $10, $15, your kid coming out like, whoa, didn't get a water break, rotated drills, rotated stations the whole time. All the coaches were hands-on. Crazy for $10, $15. But that's because when I do branch out on my own, you know what you're getting. All right. So when the price goes up, because I do have my own overhead, you're going to be like, we know what we're getting. And for the $30, $35 that he's now charging, he's worth it versus paying $45, $50 to be like, roll over the barrel, get your feet together, go to the tumble track. We ain't doing that. We really not. It's hands-on over here. Like, you have to feel what your body is doing so you can progress. So season update, that's pretty much what's going on. I'm anxious. I'm ready, but you can't rush the process. But trust me, I'm more ready to have our own space than you guys are. So it's coming. But that's about it for the season update. We still on summer vacation. Today is currently June 24th. So I won't see my kids until Rapids Day on July 31st. And then I will see them for Media Day on August 9th. And then back to school tryouts is August the 2nd. So if you're interested in joining us, because I do need that 5th stunt group, come on. I'll post all of the information so nobody don't think I'm trying to use my platform to like do that thing that they accuse me of. But yeah, back to school tryouts, I'm anticipating it to be great.
Five, seven, one, get that T over. Second, go 1, 3, pause.
Go 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7.
1, get that T over. 1, get that T over.
Now let's go. 7, 1, T, T. 1, 3, 5, 7. Ooh, that was pretty good. Good job, Julia.
While speaking of pyramids though, Pyramids are important because they kind of sort of train your team, train your bases on how to hold the elites. So every single year, whatever we do in pyramids, the following year is typically our elite. So like last year, our pyramids, we did switch up 360s. This year, it's an elite. All of my core 4 kids switch up 360s. But it's because last year in the pyramids, the bases that was under the switch 360s were learning how to catch it with a bracer. So even if they didn't get the perfect grip, the bracer was there to help them keep it in the air. And now those switch up 360s that we use in pyramids are now elite sons. Last year, one of our pyramids was like the back extension roll invert. We literally can invert from any position because my bases, they know how to throw, they know how to catch, my flyers know how to behave in that stunt. So if you're wondering like how to sort of gear your pyramids or how to think future reference for your elites, if next year you want hand-to-hand elite stunts, then you need to start training them in your pyramids this year so that while your bracer is holding and assisting and lifting and helping, your bases are being trained on what to do with their hands. If you want 360s, like I did last year, I literally trained 2 groups on how to do 360s. That's it, 2. And of course I had my other bases like, oh, we want to learn how to do them, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, if they fail, you step in. So they automatically started watching the grips closely because they wanted their time. So they started watching the grips closely. So this year when it got time to do 360s, they already knew the grips because either they performed it or they wanted to perform it, so they already studied it. So that's how we did our 360s. High to highs. The easiest pyramid to do is a high to high with a bracer either behind you holding the hips or holding the arm. And it's easy because it teaches the flyer to replace in one position and the bases to catch in that same position. This year we can do high to highs unassisted. Like it's in our elite because we did high to highs in our pyramid. Things like that. We did switch taps in our pyramids last year. So stuff like that really matters. We did round off to one leg in our pyramid last year. So all of the things that we did in our pyramid last year trained my bases on how to catch, how to grab, what could go wrong, where to spot hands at. It trained them on everything to do so that this year coming in, they were ready to start repping them out in a stunt circle because all we did was took the bracer away. So if you're a beginning coach and you're wanting harder elites for next season and it just seems like, oh, they are struggling so bad, take your best bases, your best flyer, put them in a pyramid group and let them rip out that skill so that your team can see that the skill is obtainable. We just need more work on it. Let them do it in pyramid, let them do it with a bracer. That way they get the reps on what to grab, where to grab, how to do all of this. And then as the season progresses, I would say give it a year, but if not, later on in the season, take the bracer away. Start divvying up your power and start being able to do the elites unassisted so that you have the stunts that you want. But that's the best way for me to build like strength in my program. Like this year, pyramids that we're doing, I know we're doing the low to high switch full around because next year I want to be able to do them unassisted out the gate. All right. We're doing high to high full arounds because next year I want to be able to do it unassisted out the gate. We use low to high full arounds in our pyramid. Right now we're repping low to high full arounds. I would love to have those in my elites, but if I don't have them in my elites, they're in my pyramid. So guess what? Next year they'll be in the elites. So yeah, probably gonna use front handspring ups in our pyramid so that next year it can be in the elite. Everything that you want in your elites that you feel like is too difficult, put a power group together, give them a bracer, safely teach all the proper techniques. So once they learn it, they can teach their teammates and let them rep it out that way. And once it starts hitting in pyramid, they start feeling accomplished. They start feeling hyped up. They're like, oh, we can do this. Yes, you can. Now let's take the bracer away. Hey, bracer, come down, make a stunt circle. Nobody hits the ground. Let's go. Everything stays the same. Keep repping it. It's going to hit at prep level. It's going to hit at squish level. It's going to hit at the top. It's going to start to hit. But that's the importance of taking those pyramids and using them in a way that you can literally grow from them.
Say yes, that's good. So, talk with your group and find one solid goal for your group.
This is what happens when you waste reps at camp. When you waste time talking at camp, we running. But I want to also brag on my assistant coaches. Coach Dylan has showed up for me. Coach Stephanie has showed up for me. One of my new coaches. Coach Graham has showed up for me. They're all very, very like inquisitive. They ask questions and I always answer. They're interested in learning. They're interested in being a part of the program long term. And it makes a huge difference. Of course, my baby, Coach Nikki, she's been there for me. Shout out to Coach L, Seminole Ridge. She's been there for me. Like, my team is solid. And like when I say my team, it's not necessarily the people that standing in the practices with me. It's the people that when I go to my phones and I'm like, yo, tell me what's going wrong. Coach Blake, I don't even know if he still wants to be called Coach Blake. V-Rock Blake, he's been there for me. Coach Savannah from Coleman has been there for me. My friend at Enterprise, Coach Megan, she's been there for me. So many people, I don't want to leave anyone out. My friend Pensacola, gosh, is it Nastasia? But you've been there for me. Reload Athletics, you've been there for me. Like my friend down at STA, Coach, Coach Jillian, she's been there for me. Like, and we've really been cutting up. Coach Ernest at Dillard, like my friend over at Foundation, I think it's Coach Kristen or Coach Kirsten. We haven't met in person, only on social media. Megan Adams, Ozark herself, she's been there for me. Like my friend down at West Broward, Amanda, she's been there for me. It's been an outpouring of love and so much gratitude. Coach Nick from West Boca, he's been there for me. So like just bragging on all of the people that I get the pleasure of being like, y'all are my community. You know what I'm saying? Miss Julie, Coach Julie Bagdonis, amazing choreographer, always answers anytime I text her, anytime I call her. And then my niece Kaylin, my princess, she worked UCA. She helped me build PTA from the ground up. Zanaya, UCA, all of that good stuff. Even like my old UCA instructors, I still text them. Pablo, Amaya. Until you're in a position where you need people and like not necessarily need to pay them, but just need their eye. Coach Vicky from Lords, Coach Gio, like Joey from Western, like until you're in a position where you really just need these people to be like, hey, look at this and tell me what you see. And like they look at it and with a fresh pair of eyes, they literally see it. I'm like, yo, would have never saw it. Like until you actually need that, you're not gonna realize how blessed you are to have it. So if I left you out, I truly apologize. Please charge it to my head and not my heart. It's just so many people that I could thank. Coach at Baker County, like, oh my gosh, that's my dog. She helps me out so much. She's so gracious. Like, she's amazing. So yeah. Looking forward to what's coming this season. Looking forward to growing the community. Looking forward to doing things collectively and literally just making sure what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be we're all in the room. Oh, I know them. We practice with them. We did overtime training over the summer and boom shaka boom. Like a flyer coming over being like, hey, what's going wrong in your hand to hand is you're breaking too early. Instead of having to pay somebody $1,300 to come in and do it, especially when I just said it. But like having that community of people who mean you well. People that be like, hey, in your cheer, if you add more flags, it's more visually appealing. Coach Nikki gonna do it for me every time. Olympic Heights is gonna do it for me every time. They're gonna be like, so this cheer, are you open to suggestions? I'd be like, go change it. Go right now. So yeah, my friend Megan, once again, phenomenal. She's gonna do it every time. I'm gonna send her a video and I'll be like, hey, look at the placement of like the grips and tell me what's wrong. She'll zoom in behind the grips and be like, is this person supposed to be on sign? Because this sign is lazy. And I'll be like, thank you for looking at the holistic video, but can we get back to the grips? Because the person with the sign is fanning themselves. They're not even on sign. They're hot. Like, pay attention to the grips. But she's always looking out, and it makes a huge difference, especially because she's in Missouri. Like the way we talk, you would think she lived right across the apartment complex, but she's too fabulous for that. But that's my dog. Love her to death. I am so grateful that our paths cross. To my people over that live that they get back to me when they have a chance. They got a dynasty. It's hard, but for those people over there that always respond and let me know like, yo, try this, do this, order this book, listen to this book, make notes. It makes me better. I'm never offended by people that's making me better. So I appreciate you guys. Just a little brag session. Love you guys. If I left you out, please charge it to my head, not my heart, because y'all are my people and I can't do it without you.